An aluminum case, full hot swap between the magnetic and mechanical switches, 8 kHz polling rate in both wired and wireless, all just for under $60. This sounds almost too good to be true, right? Well, in today's video, we'll be taking a look into the Monsgeek Fun60, a keyboard that promises to deliver an esport level gaming experience at an affordable price. Starting with the unboxing, the keyboard comes packaged very securely and includes all the basics like a cable, 24 gigs dongle, the keyboard itself, but it also contains some extra goodies like a keycap and a switch puller. My first reaction to picking the keyboard was just how heavy it is. The keyboard has a full CNC aluminum case, giving a very premium feel and a weight. Legit, if I were to throw this keyboard at someone, I would be scared for the person's face, not the keyboard. On my scale, the keyboard came at around 1 kg, which for 60% keyboard is very heavy. There's also a $30 version of this keyboard with a basic case instead of aluminum case. The backside is held by these 4 long rubberized feet. The keyboard supports both Bluetooth as well as 2.4 GHz and 8 Hz polling rate, making it very easy to switch between multiple devices. The keycaps that are used in this keyboard are PBT shine through, which allow the RGB to shine through the keycaps. These keycaps feel very high quality, however the font could have been done better. The RGB is done pretty well and it allows you to see the letters clearly even at night. The stabilizers are pre-looped and the case has a bit of foam at the bottom and some between the PCB. I think now would be a good time to see the acoustic of the keyboard. Since this is using a CNC aluminum case and plate, the sound is a bit pingy, but if you don't really care that much about the sound, it shouldn't bother you too much. You can always mod it by adding more foam, replacing the switches, or taping and modding the PCB to make the keyboard sound better. The switches in this keyboard are the Echo Glare magnetic switches, which have an initial force of 25 grams and a bottom out force of 45 grams. The switches have minimal wobble, and one standout feature of this keyboard is that it allows you to easily switch between mechanical and magnetic switches. This allows you to replace let's say your movement keys with magnetic switches and replace the rest of the keyboard with better sounding mechanical switches. For me, the Echo switches feel very good for the money. Of course, they're not going to feel as good as something like the Gateron Jades or the Raw HEs, which are much more expensive. But for the money, they feel very nice. You can also opt to replace these switches to higher ends ones in the future, no problem. The performance of this keyboard is also on par with other high-end keyboards like Wooding, Razer, LumenKey and SteelSeries. If we check the iJoker database, which is basically the largest keyboard testing database out there, we can see that the keyboard has gotten a tier 0. Which in short means this keyboard performs very reliably and has a very good performance. In game, I noticed no lag and my movement felt very responsive even when using the 2.4 GHz connectivity. Movements felt snappier than ever and I felt like I had clear advantage when it came to strafes in Valorant or CS2. After doing more research, I found out that the reason they can achieve wireless connectivity while maintaining very similar performance to wired is by using something called TMR sensor instead of the usual Hall effect sensor. These TMR sensors are far more efficient than normal sensors while maintaining as good or even sometimes better performance than other Hall effect sensors. The way you can customize this keyboard is through Monsgeek custom web-based software. The software in my opinion is kind of clunky at first, but after you get used to it, it's very easy to change everything from the RGB to rapid trigger to even SOCD. For me, the only bad part about this software is the customization of the FN layers. The software doesn't allow you to customize a lot on the FN keys, which is annoying, especially if you want to put the arrows keys close to the FN buttons so that you wouldn't need to use two hands to type. Besides that, the software also allows you to copy other people's profiles if you're too lazy to make one yourself. Personally, I use 0.1mm actuation on my WASD, and the rest of my keys beside my spacebar are on 0.5mm actuation. My final thoughts on the keyboard are very positive. For the price of only $90, you're getting a keyboard with an aluminum case, Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz connectivity, and a decent sound while maintaining solid performance when using it on a day-to-day. Comparing this to the competition, this keyboard tremendously stands out for its price to performance and quality. If the $90 price tag is still too high for you, you can always get the version without TMR or wireless connectivity to save a bit of money. If you want a Hall effect keyboard that doesn't skip out on the quality, performance and looks, I will definitely check this keyboard out. Overall, I strongly recommend giving this keyboard a solid rating of 9 out of 10. I also have an affiliate code, so if you're interested in supporting me while buying the keyboard, make sure to use it. Thank you for watching and make sure you like and subscribe.